once you get that pack off and you're relieved of that weight, relieved of that pressure, you're cooling off, you don't want to go back to it. You don't want to put it back on. You don't want to continue the, I think, mile we have left.
So I don't know what Austin's talking about, only having a mile left. We still got like 7 more miles.
Turns out we're hiking 10 miles there. You know, it's actually 10 miles that direction. Sleep, do your thing. You wake up and you go 10 miles back that direction. It's not a 10-mile hike, 5 there, 5 out. It's 10 miles there.
10 plus 10. This is when, you know, you separate the boys from the men. A lot of people talk a big game, but I don't see anyone else out on this trail with us. So that's all I'm saying. Alright guys, T2 out here, Tight Preparedness channel. You saw last week we did the gear loadout. This video is the hiking trip, day 1. It is officially 6 o'clock, so we're starting a little bit later than we normally do. So we are going to do some night hiking. Back again at Station Cove Falls. We are walking up to Highway 107. We're going to camp there tonight. Same spot as last time, the Man Maker Trail. This pack is half the size of the last pack that I took. This one weighs less than 20 pounds with water, so that's awesome.
To be a day pack or just a night pack, it is extremely heavy for what the purposes it's used for. So again, this goes back to the whole us really trying to get people to be prepared. You can be as prepared as you want to be and have all the stuff thrown around your room, but then the moment you got to pack all that stuff up in one bag and get out, it becomes a problem. And I guarantee you, if half of you were to throw your bags together right now, those of you who is not prepared, go out on the 20-mile hike, you're going to have some issues. You're going to run into problems. And I have a whole list of problems that I've already experienced and are going to experience. So stay tuned for that. But we encourage y'all to stay prepared and stay ready for whatever comes at you.
It is 6 p.m. in the afternoon right now, and it is still 90-something degrees. We need some likes. We need some comments. We need something. Because if we do this for nothing and we get like 5 views on this thing, I'm going to be highly pissed. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff.
I'm just regretting my decision to be the unprepared one here. So thank you guys for the support there and for the time limit, because that was definitely a big factor in that. What we come to realize is that, though in my mind I had prepared a lot, because as I was going through the list in my head of things that I need in order to sleep and, you know, hydrate and all that fun stuff, you start to forget the small little details. A lot of the things I forgot are simple things that you also, I believe, would probably forget, like fire source, something to boil water or cook in, toilet paper. My toilet paper will be, oh, not those are pointy, never mind, come with me. Well, those right there, that'll be my toilet paper for the time being, and hopefully it'll work. If not, then I might smell a little funky on the way home. Being prepared versus not being prepared. I was not prepared, and now you all get to watch how miserable that is when you put it to the test, because a lot of people don't put it to the test. So I challenge you to put it to the test.
So again, it's like 6:30 in the afternoon. Let's get up this hill before I try to talk. So again, it's like 6:30 in the afternoon right now. We are probably going to end up doing some night hiking. Not sure how much we're going to record of it, but oh my gosh, not sure how much we're going to record of it, but we should be a lot faster and a lot quicker, a lot less tired than when me and David did this challenge. We are less than a mile in, and if you can tell, I'm already draining with sweat. I wore a gray shirt just so y'all can see how bad I sweat. Austin's wearing black. It's hot. Black attracts the sun. We're going up a big hill. It kind of sucks. I think we're going to go back to the car and go have a sit. So David was supposed to join us on this adventure. He is at home with his wife. They're expecting their 3rd child. More than likely, by the time that this video happens, they're probably going to be knocked up with their 4th one. I don't know if he knows what causes that or not. But in the comment section, y'all put congratulate David. Congratulations, David. Congratulate David, however you want to say it, on his 3rd kid. So, and tell him that next time he needs to be out here with us.
Plan the babies around the videos.
That's right. Recording videos is far more important than having babies, David. Understand?
Get it together, man.
Come on, man.
Woo.
Woo. Up that hill. That one. Yay. So we are up the first little incline, maybe a mile in. Austin, how's that?
It's fun.
So much fun. Whose idea was to do this in freaking August in the South?
I can only assume yours.
I thought it was yours.
Must have been Brian's, or must have been Davidson.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, Davy boy.
And then bailed out on us.
Yeah. What the heck, David? This is your idea. Let's do this. And you're going to bail out. For shame, David. For shame. So we're going to be miserable for a while. So if you don't like fussing and complaining and griping, well, y'all probably shouldn't watch the rest of this video, because there's going to be a lot of it.
Or just embrace the suck with us.
That's right. Send us an email and come join us. Or I'll drop you off and let you do it. It's a one-way trip. It's a one-way trail. You can't get lost.
Well,
except for that one part. When you hear banjos. Maybe. We'll see. I can't promise you I'll do it with you, though. How was that for you? Because I know it sucked for me.
yeah, the gravel didn't help. The incline was very steep, especially if it's top peak right here. It was pretty steep when you got a heavy pack on. And then, brings back to a good point about talking and walking at night. If you're walking this at night, it's gonna be really rough. You're probably gonna introduce your nose to the ground a couple times. And we got some more hills ahead of us. So yeah.
Yay. Turn around, show the back of your shirt.
As I mentioned before, all my water is down bottom because the most important thing, I wanted to grab it first, make sure I didn't forget it. So now that makes us stop what we're doing, stop our adventure, to go dig through this massive bag and try to find a bottle of water. And yeah, it only takes a minute or two, but for anyone who's done anything like this, the stop is honestly one of the worst things ever. Once you take all that gear off, you rest for a second, like it motivates you to keep going, but the downside is that once you get that pack off and you're relieved of that weight, relieved of that pressure, you're cooling off, you don't want to go back to it. You don't want to put it back on, you don't want to continue the, I think, mile we have left. If you're prepared, you have that in bags and pockets that you can easily access, and you know, it makes your life a million times easier on something like this. So just keep that kind of thing in mind when you go to pack your bags.
So I don't know what Austin's talking about, only having a mile left. We're only at the 2 mile marker. Sucks. We still got like 7 more miles. Z-Pack's water bottle. Clip just broke. So now I gotta find a room in my bag for the Catadine Be Free. I don't know if you guys can tell this or not. This shirt is skin tight and soaking wet. Welcome to the South. Welcome to humidity. It's not because we're fat. It's not because we got dad bods. Maybe a little. This is the up the mountain portion. Then it kind of slightly levels out, and then it goes more up the mountain. So we're doing good. We just need to hydrate more because we have lost it all in sweat. We can wring both of our shirts out. Yeah.
If I get too thirsty, I might try it.
Does the Life Straw filter sweat? Experiment time! Y'all didn't see it on video, but when we started, we were all laughing, joking, you know, ha ha ha. And then as we start climbing the mountains, our conversations got less and less. And that last big one, you could have heard a pin drop between the two of us.
So here's the thing, 10 miles isn't terrible, right? Like, I've done way more than 10 miles in my lifetime. 10 miles up here with gear on different terrain where it goes from gravel to hard and soft sand, dirt, whatever. A lot of variables. If you're out there just walking the road, I mean, unless you live in South Carolina where there's a pothole every, 3 steps, you don't have that kind of terrain difference and variance. It can still be challenging, still be hot, miserable, but having stable ground for your feet is definitely a plus. And on a serious note, like, practice this stuff. Go out and get your gear, get your buddies if they do it as well, and walk. Time yourself, pace yourself, see what you can do, because if you can't make an X amount of miles in the amount of time you need, you probably won't make it home that night. You might have to plan to be there longer, be out in the woods longer, be on the side of the road longer. If you don't prep for those things, don't plan for those things, there's a giant spider web, then you're gonna be caught off guard, or you're gonna be carrying more gear than you need to be, or your crap's gonna break.
One thing that I mentioned in my solo wintertime whatever video, it'll be up here in the corner. No one wants to get out in the wintertime to test their gear. Same thing right now. No one else wants to come out here on the hottest day in South Carolina, 98 degrees and 100% humidity, and come walk up a mountain. So this is when, you separate the boys from the men. A lot of people talk a big game, but I don't see anyone else out on this trail with us. So that's all I'm saying. So we made it up to the state park, 3.2 miles or 2.7 from the sign right there at Station Cove Falls, that way to the state park. Going this way, Foothills Trail, and then Highway 107. So we still have 6 point something miles because it's 7 from the state park. So let's get on it. Let's go. Let's get home, go to bed, get in a hammock, go to sleep, get in the food. That way?
That way.
Are you sure?
Nope.
This way. That's fine, dude. Austin's trying to lead us in the wrong direction. Hidden Falls is that way this time, and our trail's that right there where the sign is, right there. Yeah, right there.
Not down the smooth road that leads somewhere nice, probably.
Yeah, to a waterfall. That's like 6 miles away.
Really nice, because I need a shower now.
Yeah, all right.
We'll go this way instead.
We'll go this way.
So guys, turns out we're hiking 10 miles there.
Yeah.
For those y'all that didn't know, I know it's kind of confusing, especially for some of y'all maybe infantry guys like myself. It's actually 10 miles that direction. Sleep, do your thing. You wake up, you go 10 miles back that direction. It's not a 10-mile hike, 5 there, 5 out. It's 10 miles there.
10 plus 10.
Well,
it's like 40.
Okay. I'm not good with the ABDs, but yeah, so if any of y'all are confused, not that I was in any way whatsoever, and thought we only had a mile left till we got to where I can sit down and, rest. Yeah. Sorry to misinform you.
Yeah, he got excited because he's like, oh, 1 more mile until we can sit down. And then we sit down and it was like, dude, we still have like 8 miles left. What? Not the best way to learn, by the way, that you have, you signed up for a 10-mile day per day. This last little bit has not been bad since we've got up the mountain to the state park split area. It's great. We're making up time. It is definitely a lot cooler. It's probably dropped 15, 20 degrees. So it's wonderful. Definitely not sweating as much. I know that we still have one more big hill, these slow gradual inclines, but one more, huge hill, and then we're done. I don't know if Austin knows that. Maybe he thinks like one more hill going down the mountain. I don't know. But
you never know what I know, because even I don't know what I know. Let's talk about SOPs, op orders. Oh, sorry, wrong. Having your information is good for you. Luckily, I didn't burn through all my water thinking, oh, we're a mile out. So that's a good thing, because I was terribly mistaken on the distance we were traveling today. But I guess that's part of being a minimalist, right? You don't really know. So I guess it worked out.
You don't know till you know.
Yeah. And when you find out and you know, you wish you didn't know. The bag itself is not the best bag ever. It's really more of like a 3-day assault pack style bag. So here's one thing I'll say. I've done, like I said, a lot of rope marches. Never really used these things before during those times. Kind of frowned upon where I come from. Having it right now has made a world of difference because it is distributing my weight a little bit better. So though my shoulders, my traps are, I mean, literally just the tiniest of sore, it is it's not nearly as bad as not having that strap on and carrying most of the weight on your shoulders or your traps. For anyone who has a great idea for a pack itself, just a pack, that you can get that is really good for these 10-20 mile rucks, but still big enough to carry the stuff I need. If any of y'all have any ideas for those, drop them in the comments and I'll look over them. And if I find one I like, by the next video I'll buy it and we'll feature that and we'll give it a run and see how good it does compared to the tactical.
A lot of that junk to go over. It's 8:15. The light from the sunset goes away close to 9, but we're still gonna be in the woods by that point. So I don't know how much more filming we're gonna be doing here for nighttime hiking. We'll try to get a couple shots, but I know it's not gonna be great. It's still hot. It's still very humid. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of me. The nighttime dew has came in, so everything's a little bit slippery, a little bit more wet. Yeah, it's hot. And this is our first water source. We've been walking for 2 hours and 45 minutes and we're at 4.5 miles. So we've made up a little bit more time than our first 2 miles. So let's get this filled up. I'm ready to lay down. I'm hot, I'm tired, I'm sweaty. So we're wrapping up for the night. We didn't make it to our official destination. We're about 2 miles away, maybe 1.5 miles. I don't think I ate enough today before we started the trip, and I was well hydrated. I think I was on like liter 4 or 5, and it all just came back up. So that sucked. I felt better after I threw up, but after that, like, we were just so worn out. Could we have made it another mile, 1.5 miles? I think so. But it was already getting close to like 10:30. So we found this campsite. Like I said, we saved 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles, which saved about 2 hours. It's almost midnight now. If we would have kept going, we would still be walking. So it's 11:30. We're getting in bed. If we would have kept going, it would have been 12:30, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock before we even got in bed.
Easily.
We want to do more videos in the morning, so we called it early. You know, we found this campsite. We'll show you around in the morning time, which will be on next week's video.
Today for me wasn't as miserable once we passed that first little plateau of nothing but hills. I'm not even kidding with y'all. 98 degrees in South Carolina, 100% humidity. It's miserable. So yeah, I mean, you're just drenched in sweat. In all reality, you can't drink enough water to replace what you're putting out. But you also have to moderate your water intake, because then you just can become waterlogged if you drink way too much water, and if you mix that with not eating enough, it's a whole nother disaster. So, and this is one of the reasons that we come out and do this kind of thing and encourage y'all to do it, because you don't know what your body's capable of. You don't know your limits. If you can only do 10 miles in this kind of terrain, you have to know that. You know, and if for a lot of y'all who's talked a lot about just walking at night, you should only walk at night and stuff like that, I'm gonna let you know, like, we walked a good portion of this at night. It is pitch black out here. Without a headlamp and these lights, I could not see my hand in front of my face. There's no light at all other than your light. And then if you're traveling at night through this kind of terrain, I can only assume you're doing it in a, you know, hostile environment or some sort of way. So having a white light isn't, you know, something you'd want to do. So keep that kind of stuff in mind when you're in these situations.
Yeah, we walked a little bit with the red light. We walked a little bit with the white light. We knew, kind of starting this, after you realized that we weren't hiking 3 miles, that we were going to run into a nighttime hike. It was different. It was my first nighttime hike. I know a couple of you guys have asked about us doing night hikes. Footage sucks on a night hike, right? I'm using a camera. I'm using my phone as a camera. The footage is going to suck. We didn't film a lot of it, but, you know, look beyond this light that you see right here, You can't even see his hammock. You probably halfway can see mine. So again, footage is terrible on it. That's why there's not a lot of footage for today on the night hike. But like Austin said, you can't see nothing. And this terrain, you know, if you're walking in town with a red light, yeah, you might be able to walk. Fine, no problem. With a red or a green light. A red and green up here. Dude, I was tripping during the daytime. Let alone, let's put a green light with something that's green on the ground that I can't see. I would have fell down the mountain. It's not worth the risk. Now, hostile environment, often talked about, white light will give off your position. Absolutely.
But so will red.
So will red.
Put that out there.
You have to decide which fate you're going to pick. Are you going to pick hostile environment that somebody can come get you? Or are you going to pick, let's do red with, or let's do a green light with green scenery. I trip, I fall, I break my ankle, I roll halfway down the mountain. Yeah, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other type thing. This is my worst trip, I ain't gonna lie. Just because I got sick, I got waterlogged, I got sick. Like he said, once you got past that first, 3.5 miles,
yeah,
it was okay.
Yeah, that was okay.
Once we hit the state park, you know, it was pretty level. By that point, we were running night lights. It was fine. It's dropped 30 freaking degrees since earlier today. Humidity's locked. Yeah. This trip though was different. I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. I'm ready to sleep. That's all I care about right now.
So back to the night video, like as you mentioned, like the video is gonna be terrible. No matter what we do to try to make it good, it's gonna be bad. And we don't want to. I mean, we want to put good content out there. We want to make y'all enjoy the videos we put out there. But then you also have to think about our safety as well, especially on the side of a mountain. There's several times where the path we were taking was literally just a little bit wider than your foot, and one step off the side, and you literally rolling on the side of a 60 to 80 feet drop. And we can't be focused on walking, dodging these rocks and roots and whatnot, and filming and talking, and it's a lot.
So we'll do 2 more videos, pros and cons, and day 2. But yeah, this was it was good to get out here. It's gonna be great sleeping in my hammock because I sleep better in my hammock than at home. It was fun. It sucked. Miserably hot. Welcome to the South. But I think we learned a lot, and so we'll probably do a lessons learned from this trip. So
one thing before you roast us in the comments about South Carolina being 98 degrees and Texas being 100 and all sorts of nonsense. I understand. I've been in both places. I've been in places at 120 degrees literally, but humidity is a different factor altogether. Like 98 degrees with 100% humidity is worse than 120 degrees zero humidity.
Yep. Like
100%. So if you're not from a very humid place, go experience it just one time.
Step off of that plane and start sweating
instantly. So, just keep that in mind. Like geographically, pack what you need, prepare for what the trip calls for, and get out and test the different areas.
Get out and test your gear, test your body, test yourself. This is the hottest day of the year, and we're out here doing it. I want to see someone else do it. All right, guys. So we're gonna crash, and we'll get back with you next week. That's all we got. See you out.